Guys, welcome back to my channel. Ashley here. So today we're gonna do like a chit chat rant because I tell you I've actually wanted to do a story time about this. So I am actually going to go into the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I kind of want to do a spotlight eye, so I'm going to oh my god, the black eyeshadow broke. We're going to go into the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, second take, and I think I'm going to go into Talia. That's going to be my spotlight. Maybe Drama Queen, Crazy down here, and some neutral crease colors just to like smoke it out. I kind of want like a burgundy-ish pink spotlight, and then with the gold in the center. So I think, you know what, I'm gonna dive into the brushes that I got also that I have not used. I don't have on any foundation. I just primed and I color corrected a little bit with Rich Chocolate, the 16-hour camo concealer by e.l.f. That concealer is the bomb. So I'm just going to go into some of these brushes, mainly a fluffy one. Go into the JH33. I'm going to go into Homebody and G Money. Those are really just like transition colors for my crease. So I wanted to talk about what is currently happening at my place of employment. So I work at a school. I work as a TA currently. I'm not going to list the school or district, but I work there part-time, like per diem pretty much, when I'm not in school or I don't have internship on those days. So as I said, I'm in school for social work, so I actually went to speak to the school social worker. Now, if I'm not mistaken, she doesn't work on specific days out the week. However, I've worked there on the days and I've seen her as well. And I think the last time I saw her, I'm just going into another fluffy brush. I think the last time I saw her, we like spoke briefly in the hallway. You know, she said hello, and then I think she had on like a skirt, so I was like, oh, you know, I love your skirt. You know, you kind of have to rub elbows a little bit. So after that, I approached her maybe a couple weeks ago. I approached her and I kind of wanted to talk to her about how she became a school social worker. So, you know, harmless conversation. I actually ended up getting her email. So I emailed her first and then I really didn't hear from her. So I was like, okay, something must be up because I didn't hear from her. So I took it upon myself to, you know, go check in and speak to her. So when I approached her, she was so confused. Now, I neglected to mention the fact that I'm the only black employee at my job. There's no other black staff except for the bus driver, and he doesn't even come inside. So I'm it. And there are maybe about 2 black kids. That is all. So when I approached her, I was like, hey, you know, I'm so-and-so. You know, I go to this school, and I sent you an email because I wanted to talk about you know, your journey, see if you could shed some light, give me some advice on, you know, school social work. So she looked at me so confused, and I was looking at her like, what's the problem? And then she's like, oh, I'm sorry, what did you say your name was again? I said, oh, you know, I'm blah blah blah. And then she asked me if I was a parent. Then I was like, okay, miss, you're being shady because you know I'm not a parent. Okay, I'm like, I work here. She was like, you work here? And I'm like, yes, I work here. I'm like, why would I be a parent approaching you about that? So then she's like, oh, well, you know, I didn't know. Have I seen you before? And I was just like, all right, this lady's really trying it, because I was just like, miss, I literally just gave you a rundown on the situation, so why are you taking it there? And you're kind of giving me this confused look like I can't work here. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you can't miss me, literally. And I said that. I'm not ashamed to say that, but you can't. I'm 5'9". I'm black. You're not gonna miss me. I asked her if I could come back to the office around the time that I was leaving from working my shift so that I could speak to her. So she's like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. So here comes the end of the day. The end of my day is like around like 2 o'clock. So then I get to her office now. Now she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I have something to do. I need to go. So at this point, I'm just like, this lady is trying it. I'm just like, you know what? This just really isn't it. So I just told her like, okay, no problem. It is what it is. I was like, yeah, sure. We could just figure this out another day. And another day never came because we ended up having this whole stay home order. So obviously I haven't been at work, so I haven't been able to see her or bump into her. I don't feel like she would have approached anyone else with that. And I feel like it's mainly because I'm in the environment that I'm in, where I'm working, where she felt like she could just say whatever she wanted. Go into oh hello and just place that right on top. Being in environments like that sometimes is like super toxic, and I feel like the people that are in that environment really don't do anything to help it. They don't say anything, they don't do anything, they kind of just like mind their business, which is all fine and dandy. However, you're adding to the issue if you're sitting there and allowing people to treat someone of a different race like that. Like one of the other teachers, she tried to debate me on the school that I go to. So the psychologist that works there, he was like, oh, you know, Miss such and such actually goes to the same school that you went to. So she was like, oh, which campus? And I was like, well, I don't go to that specific campus, I go to a different campus. And then she's like, oh, so you don't go there? And I'm just like, screw it. Yes, I do. Don't try it. Let me explain before you like jump down my throat and try to tell me where I go and where I don't go. So at that point I'm like, I just it's a hybrid program. So I don't know, after that conversation, that lady does not speak to me. I think she said hello to me one time, and it was only because we were in the hallway together. That's the only reason why she spoke to me. I need to cut the crease because the gold is really just gonna like shine through it. I'm just gonna add like a little black on the outer and the inside corners to kind of intensify it. But overall, it was just, I don't know. Sometimes it gets annoying. And I watched a video about how a woman named Jane Elliott asked a group of students if they would like to be treated the way their black counterparts have been treated. She asked the class and she asked them to stand up, and not one of them stood up. So it's kind of like, you know what's going on, but you're not really doing anything to kind of like change that. And I think you're just as guilty. If you see certain things going on, you know, stand up, because I'm quite sure if you were on the other side of things, you wouldn't be so happy. Not to say that I can't stand up for myself, absolutely. But it's almost as if when you do stand up for yourself, now I'm just like packing this in on the inner corner of my eye and in the outer corner. Not swiping it, just packing it, because I kind of want the intensity to just be on those specific areas. I love being black, I love being in my skin. However, like, you guys need to stop acting so oblivious. And she actually never emailed me. I gave her my email, she never emailed me since then. So I was like, you know what, that's it for me. I'm like, I am never speaking to this lady again. I'm going to go into Talia with a MAC 230 brush, just like a flat shader brush like this, right in the center. So with my eye shape, I tend to go a little bit wider with the spotlight, only because you're not really going to catch all of it. So since I'm smoking out the inner and the outer corner, it going like a little bit wider for me, you're able to like really see it be the center, and then I just go back and then smoke out the edges. this is pretty much the eye look. I'm just going to finish up the rest of my face and my foundation, throw on this wig. I threw on my lashes and my lips and finish the rest of my face. So this is the finished look. These are the eyes. Hope you guys enjoyed this little chit chat, me ranting about my experiences in the working field. And yeah, not everything deserves a reaction. You have to protect your peace, protect your energy. Don't allow anyone to interfere with that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because if you're still watching, then that means you like that you're here. So if you want to continue, don't forget to hit that bell for the bell notification so you'll know when I upload. And yeah guys, as usual, until next time, thanks for watching.